All right, we're live. Welcome to the WP crowd. Our first episode, episode 0. Um, to start out, before we get into anything, I want to go down through our schedule. We'll start out with introductions. We'll do some news and updates. Um, we then want to set it up into two segments. Usually, segment one will be a discussion based. I think segment two will end up being a tutorial or Q&A or something like that going forward, or if we have another discussion topic we want to talk about, and then we'll wrap it all up. So I think that's how we're going to move forward from here on out. We'll obviously test and see how it goes. Well, let's just start with introductions. Just based on my screen, Matt, you are the farthest on the left, so why don't you go first?
Hey, I'm Matt. I'm the support guru and brand ambassador at wordpress.com, and we built Give at givewp.com, and we love it.
Great. Michelle? Michelle?
Can't hear it.
Can't hear you, Michelle. We'll skip you for now. Rachel?
Hey guys, I'm Rachel Carden. I am a WordPress developer, WordPress designer, all that jazz at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. All to Todd.
All right. Sean?
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm the CTO at Actionable Books. We're a company looking to change employee engagement, and our platform is all built on WordPress. I've been developing it since 2011, roughly, and we love it.
All right. Cool. Shelley?
I'm Shelley Peacock. I'm in Cookeville, Tennessee, which is kind of right smack in the middle of Tennessee. And I'm a WordPress designer getting into development and work with a lot of clients kind of everywhere. So.
Cool. And Steve?
Michelle.
Steve or Michelle?
My name is Steve. I am a full-time freelance developer, WordPress developer, and I've been working with WordPress for 4 years, and I work with clients all over.
Cool. Michelle, you back with us, or no? We can't hear you. You should fix that. All right. Just going into what's going on. Anyone have any news? I have some news. I just found out this morning that based on a conversation had by Matt and Nason and the Core REST API team, looks like it's not going to be coming to Core until it's more further adopted. There's still some potential, I think. I don't know if that's for certain. I asked Rachel Baker, who's basically the lead dev on it, and I'm going to be joining them at their 4 p.m. meeting today to figure out what's going on. But yeah, it looks like potentially that might not be coming to Core as soon as we thought, because it's not as well adopted. We can have a discussion on that at some point if we want, but that was the news I have as far as the community. I don't know. I think there's a WordCamp. Are there any WordCamps that you guys know of coming up this weekend? I know we just missed out on Columbus and Boston, right? Just finished?
Yeah, Columbus, Boston, and Scranton were all this past weekend. This weekend coming up, we have Milwaukee and Asheville, and Kansai as well in Japan.
Awesome.
Man, there's a lot coming up.
Yeah.
Also, something to point out, because it's been on my mind, is that the speaker deadline for Tampa, I think, is August 1st. I want to submit something, so I've been trying to not forget.
All right, cool. Tampa's coming up too. I think Tampa's the same weekend as Los Angeles, which is also coming up. Um, which speaker deadlines I think is on the 10th. So, yeah. Michelle, you back with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. We can. Why don't you intro yourself for a second?
Great. I'm Michelle Butcher. I'm from the middle of southern Illinois, which is 5 hours south of Chicago. I work for WP Security Lock. I clean hacked websites all day and teach people how to not let it happen again.
Cool. All right. So today there wasn't really a finite discussion topic. I just wanted to talk about this podcast and what we wanted to get out of it. Personally, my main idea has always been to kind of just be the podcast of the community, but a little bit more structured than some of the other podcasts that we might listen to or might watch. And I think there's a good way to get good information out there and talk about it without necessarily being complete chaos, and then I don't know, add our little flair. Most of us are friends. We know each other. I, at this point, feel bad every time I go to a word camp without Sean Hooper because I've just been to so many camps with him, even though he's on the other side of the country, actually in a completely different country. Yeah, I mean, are there any other ideas that you guys have? I would go down the line, but I think you guys can just speak up at this point. Like what you want to get out of it, what kind of stuff we want to see done, or I don't know, any ideas?
I think tutorials, especially when it comes to coding and theming, being more in the middleman and helping people go from users to their own designer developers of just their own site doing the more minor of things.
Yeah, as we were talking about it, I guess just to give a little more background, since we're all friends and we've talked about it, during the conversations of us talking about this podcast, that was something that I thought about, like for essentially instead of having a secondary discussion topic, I think it'd be kind of cool to do tutorials and, if someone has a question or has an issue, you kind of do a live tutorial on it, and then people can kind of get something out of it. So it's kind of a podcast and help desk, happiness bar kind of thing, all rolled into one.
And I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think, with the addition of tools like Periscope, we can even get it more out to people that, might talk to each other and say, hey, the WordPress crowd they're the ones to talk to because they're more accessible. It's not like some of the other ones out there that if you don't, speak the exact language, you feel uncomfortable. I think there's a great niche for speaking both languages at the same time, if that makes sense.
Has anyone else used Periscope? Shelly just brought this to my attention this morning, and I feel so out of the loop when someone shows me an app and I have no idea what it is, because I'm like usually the tech person who just knows everything, and she's like, hey, we should use this thing, and I'm like, I've never even heard of this thing, and Twitter's bought it already, and I'm just like, what? So, does anyone else
kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's kind of a big thing, and I have no idea what the hell it is.
Well, Periscope is
else use or know what Periscope is?
So. Sorry, I was making a joke. And everybody got silent. This is awkward.
I couldn't hear you, so.
Periscope. I guess, Shelly, you're the only one that knows what it is.
I love it.
I downloaded
don't
it.
use it.
I know about it, but only because Shelly told me.
Well, I mean, it
Shelly,
was
why
all
don't you
dramatic
talk a
when it
little bit
came
about
out because it
Periscope
was.
and what it is, and maybe we'll discuss whether we should integrate it or not.
It's basically live video streaming that instead of sending out a tweet that the world can see, you're sending out a video that the world can see. And with the Periscope, you sign up for a Periscope account, get on there, and anybody that's live at any time, anywhere in the world, you can watch their video. It's got some, potential bad stuff, but at the same time, lots and lots of early adapter marketers are using it. Scott Williams is a friend of mine from Oklahoma City, and he is the one that kind of got me to it. But he does scope school on there. So if y'all get on there, look up Scott Williams because he's a really cool guy, and he really shows you how to do it. But it's just video version of social everything, kind of.
I know at LoopConf they were not live streaming the workshop day, but someone was periscoping it just from their cell phone, so you could watch if you wanted.
Is it two-way, or is it like, can someone interact with you?
They can interact with typing in messages. So they type in a message and then you answer it just verbally, because you can't type while you're scoping, but they can. So it's kind of like a question and answer thing. And when I first saw it, my first thought was it was like a call-in radio show, almost, that concept. And they type in the question and you answer it. And then the other thing that they can do is they tap their screen and it gives little hearts that float up. And the more hearts you have, that's kind of like Facebook likes. It's the same thing, and the hearts accumulate on your account. So the more you Periscope, the more hearts you get, the bigger of a deal you are on Periscope. Kind of like Twitter with followers or Facebook likes. So if we did it as the crowd, then it'd be really cool.
Has anyone ever tried or watched live coding?
No, but that would be cool.
I don't even know.
Live coding? Yeah, so Twitch, actually, there's a lot of live coding. And then, Steve, I think you linked to a subreddit, which is like a bunch of people who like live code, like share their screens while they're coding.
Right? I thought that was the Twitch, but maybe not.
I have like that's imposter syndrome right there. Like, I don't think I could ever do that. I have a hard time doing it at a WordCamp presentation, like writing in code. I need everything to just be copy-pastable, and I know that it works. Because God forbid I make like some stupid error, it's just going to be all over the internet. Because, you assume that as soon as you start live coding for the internet, everyone on the internet's going to be watching you. Like every single person that's online. Because that's just how it is. That's just... So, I don't know. I'm kind of... I'm up for it, but it seems kind of dangerous. And you have to be working on something kind of cool, right? Because no one's going to want to be watching you coding your grandma's, like, florist shop website. You're going to want to be coding something kind of cool that shows off some skill, I suppose.
I don't know. I've never found watching someone code to be particularly enthralling.
Oh my God, what is he going to do now?
Is he going to use tabs or spaces? I don't know.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh man, that might be entertaining in itself, just to make it entertaining. In fact, if it was like a two-way thing where you could talk to the person coding, I would love to get all of us on there and then just like totally harass him or her while coding.
If you can make a game out of it.
Yeah,
that
I
would
see
be
you
funny.
made a space there. Why'd you do that?
Okay, guys, we're live on Periscope right now.
What? How does that work? That's some like internet voodoo right there. What do you do?
It's internetception. There's video within video.
We've got 7 viewers so far. It's been about 10
Already?
seconds. Yeah,
We have how
There's
many
more
viewers?
on our Periscope than on this thing.
8 now.
Oh no.
That
It's
is crazy.
It's from your phone, so it's only pointing at you, though.
No, it's pointing at my computer screen, which is looking at all you guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, now,
Hello, Periscope world.
Layer.
now I want to pull it up on my other monitor.
Can
It's
you
like
do
the picture of the picture of the picture.
Yeah. Hi, Periscope. We didn't know anything about you till right now.
Yeah, hello, Periscope world.
Everybody on there is saying, tell them to watch what they say.
It took one person from Tennessee to introduce you to us.
You're really big in Tennessee. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it.
There's 2 people from California who had no idea who you are, but the lady from Tennessee, she was on it.
Yeah. That's how we roll.
They're making fun of me now.
Because Tennessee is awesome.
I got your back,
didn't know-
Shelly.
we did talk about that earlier. There's kind of a cool group that we got, so definitely, well, it's been mixed up a little bit, but there was supposed to be a couple more females, which is kind of, besides Montreal. Montreal was what, 50% female speakers?
I think 51 officially. I think they crossed the 50% mark.
Which is really cool to see at a WordCamp. And so I do like seeing, more people being represented, I guess is the right word. Trying to be as PC as possible.
Just say Canada is socialist. That's what you want to say. I know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Anyway, and we have people from all over the place. So we have 2 people from California, Alabama, right? Tennessee. Michelle's in Illinois, right?
Yep.
Steve, I don't know where you live.
I'm in Missouri,
Missouri.
which is
And
right next to
Sean's
Illinois and Tennessee.
You're in Columbia area, aren't you?
That's correct, yes.
So we have all over the country as well. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I think one thing that I love about the WordPress community is where you can kind of go anywhere. I talked about this in a blog entry one time when I was I think it was my first time in Toronto when I first met Sean and some of the Canada guys, and it was like my second WordCamp experience ever, and I was like, yeah, let's do Toronto, somewhere I've never been to, a country I've never been to before, and completely on the other side of the continent. And it took me like 10 minutes. I was there for 10 minutes, and I already felt like, all right, cool, I'm part of this community. Don't know anyone here, but they started introducing themselves. Some people were like, oh my god, you came all the way from Los Angeles? And I'm just like, yeah, not a big deal, but okay. And that just like sold it. And I was just like, spent the rest of the weekend at a table with Carl Alexander and crew, talking code, drinking Diet Pepsi, and that is when my fateful addiction to coffee crisp was born.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Coffee Crisp is a chocolate bar that we have here in Canada that Roy is now in love with.
Yes. And if you ever get your hands on some, please send me.
Is it illegal contraband to bring across the border? Is that one of those deals?
I smuggled it. They're like,
don't bring Canadian medicine or coffee crisps. Those are
yeah.
Not necessarily in that order.
I put that in places the sun don't shine to get it across the border. Sean, did you just spit out your coffee?
Almost.
Shelly, what's your Twitter handle?
Spinbird, SPINBIRD.
Okay. Found you.
It's a long story where that name came from. It's about 9 years ago.
Oh, you ended the Periscope already.
You what?
I was trying to find the Periscope video, but you ended it.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys how to do it. Next, we didn't know necessarily what we were going to say on here today, so I didn't know if it needed to be super live.
Periscope's market share just tripled because Shelly.
That's right.
I know on Canada Day, which is our version of July 4th, there was a lot of people periscoping the fireworks shows.
Yeah, I saw a lot of those too.
So apparently Snapchat does like a 24-hour of a city, I guess. I don't use Snapchat. My fiance does, but she was mentioning one of the days was like Montreal, and she was like showing me all these Snapchat videos from it, and she's like, "Is this what Montreal's like?" I'm like, "I don't know. I was only there for like 2 days, 3 days." But that's kind of interesting too. Have you guys seen that yet?
No,
Are you on Snapchat?
I have it installed, but I don't use it.
I used to use it because
I've never used it.
I have like a 18-year-old sister, and so that was like the only way I could talk to her was getting on Snapchat. And but then that died out. We stopped. But
It's interesting. I was actually talking. It's interesting you brought that up because I was talking to, I think it was my old boss, and he was saying that some of the newer generation of tech kids aren't using things like Facebook anymore. That's what they use nowadays, Snapchat and these like instant communication things, and they don't even do Facebook anymore.
No, they don't.
It makes me feel so old.
Well, they can't use Facebook now because their parents are on Facebook now.
Right. And
And
Snap,
my grandparents.
And their grandparents. Yeah.
well, I mean,
But we're getting to an age where people are parents who were on Facebook right when Facebook came out. Like not older people, like people that were on Facebook when it was just college students, right? That generation is now having kids, and I know that those kids aren't old enough probably to be on Facebook yet, I hope, but you never know. So it's just interesting. Like I remember when I had to have my email address from school to be on Facebook, and I'm like, this is so cool, and all my high school friends were like, oh my god, I want to be on this website. I'm like, nope, only for the elite that are in college.
their kids aren't technically on Facebook, but their parents make Facebook profiles for their kids.
Oh, that's even
I hate that. In 2 more years, mine will be legally allowed to be on Facebook and all that fun stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think I might ban my kids when I have kids from just computers in general, because I know.
Because
I
that's
think
always
it's like
worked
you know
well.
overprotected dads who know what men are like. They're like, no. When they have daughters, they're like, no, I know what boys are like because I used to be one of those. Because I know computers and internet, I'm gonna be like, no, you're just not allowed. No.
Does your boyfriend have an internet connection at home? No, he's out. He's gone.
No. Here's a typewriter. Use it. The only thing you're allowed to use.
Here's 2 tin cans and a log tray. Good luck. Yeah, for our grandkids, we're going to be like, back in our day, we actually had to type with 2 thumbs to make anything happen. You know.
I know the 66666777777.
I had to press the 6 key 3 times to get an S.
yeah.
I had to send coded messages to my friends using a pager.
No, gosh.
Oh.
That is going back.
Yeah.
I
We
won't
were
even
just
talk
watching
about
something
working
from the
job.
90s, and they were talking about one of the characters had a pager store. I was like, a pager store? God.
This sounds familiar. I think I saw whatever that was.
Uh,
Well, I was just gonna say, like, being in higher ed, we kind of pseudo have to follow along with all of these like social media and like what teenagers are doing and stuff like that, and so like Snapchat comes up a lot, and stuff like Periscope and things like that. But there's also stuff like Yik Yak, which is horrible. But have y'all ever used Yik Yak?
I'm not even familiar.
It's basically
Not
like
very-
it's basically an app where you can post anonymously, and it views by location. It's okay, location based. So if I get on, I'm generally just seeing people that post within a certain mile radius of me.
So you can pick, for example, the campus and
Yes.
see everyone who's posting around the college campus.
So
Okay.
most of the people in our Yik Yak are college students.
That's interesting. If you're going to be anonymous, you're going to have to be close to the other anonymous creep.
Yeah.
You. Like, Trolls
Can
Are
you
Us.
post whatever you want?
Or Yik Yak or Trolls Are Us. Which one do you want?
Yeah, and the other day I was reading where apparently they've either turned it on or they're preparing to turn on the ability to post photos.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So, you know, that could be something very interesting at music festivals or things like that as well. You know, localized events that have a lot of attendees. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of bully potential if you're posting anonymously.
Yeah.
That's the problem with anonymous.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's pretty anonymous.
I would just totally drive around and troll people, because as soon as you're out of their location, you're not there anymore, right? So you could just I could just fly into Canada and be like, Canada sucks, and then fly away, and you guys would never know.
Lovely.
As if they never heard that before, Roy.
Yeah.
Really.
I believe South Park had an entire song called "Blame Canada," so there we go.
Yeah, but you all know I love
I'm sure Sean knows, but any American who blatantly out loud says, you know, Canada sucks, really secretly loves Canada in their heart. That's actually the truth.
That's how it always is. They're jealous of the health care.
They are.
I'm a big fan of Disney and Disney World, and Epcot's actually my favorite park. And so, you know, there's Canada in the World Showcase.
Right.
And growing up, every country in the World Showcase has like a video you can watch, and they have and they have a song that plays with it, you know, whatever, like a theme song. And so, like, I always grew up I knew the Canada one by heart, and I even had like a CD that had all the songs on it, and I would sing the crap out of the Canada song.
That's awesome.
I have no idea what they even play in that pavilion for Canada.
It was just like most of the videos are just like very cinematographic shots of countrysides and stuff like that, and they just kind of give like a history and stuff like that. So it's not really very exciting, but they'll usually play it at the end of the ride.
I just remember when I was there, it was the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot, and the Canadian food that you could taste was cheese soup, and I was thinking, really? That's the most Canadian thing you could come up with? Like, I didn't know cheese soup was a Canadian thing.
Now there's a whole bunch of people in the world that also think cheese soup is a Canadian thing.
I know. I know. It's very strange.
Beer cheese soup.
Beer cheese soup?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a thing.
It is a thing. It's a great thing.
That sounds like horrible heart attack in one way or another.
Nah, it's really, really good. But it's a winter thing. See, Steve would like it for the love of beer. I'll send you the recipe.
Awesome.
All right, we got 2 more minutes here before we wrap up. And I know this has kind of been a non-WordPressy, it's kind of, well, as we do, this devolved into completely something else, which is fine. Derailing is awesome.
We need some memes.
Yeah.
Maybe not as awesome for the audience as it is for us, but
Yeah. But, you know, I think going forward with future episodes, we will have more actual things to talk about. We'll set it up a little bit more in advance and set up topics to talk about. But I think this is good. I mean, I like where this can go. Wrapping up with WordPress. Any last remarks, WordPress related, preferably? You guys working on anything cool? I know Matt's got a cool plugin. I know he's dying to promote it.
It promotes itself, man. I don't have to say anything.
All you have to do is just speak, so your lower third just shows up.
Yeah. That was my whole point. Interject as often as possible with a big logo at the bottom. That's my job.
All right, cool.
I guess my parting comment would be make sure everyone's tested their sites on WordPress 4.3. It's nearing the end of its beta phase, so make sure your sites and your plugins and all that kind of stuff works properly.
I got an email today saying that it's coming out on Thursday.
Yeah, I think it's scheduled for Thursday.
For tomorrow.
So today is your last day to do your pre-testing before you start having your automatic updates roll out then.
Yay! I'm going to get 15 emails tomorrow morning, at least, reminding me that I've been automatically updated. Can't wait.
Are you still using WordFence?
WordFence? Yeah.
Is that where you're getting the emails?
No, just emails me because of automatic updates.
Ask about that you were wondering how to stop all the email notifications, and because that is a WordFence thing.
It's well, if it auto updates, then WordPress itself emails me and says this site's just been updated, which I feel like is like a pilot telling you you're at like 30,000 feet. It's like, okay, good job, way to be. Didn't really care, but okay. All right, cool. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you guys hopefully next week.
All right.
Sounds good. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.